So today I'm gonna redraw a sketch of one of my students and share my opinion about it. I thought it would be nice to share this with you so you learn one or two new things. First, I placed her sketch in Medibank, the software I'm using. I add a new layer with a black pen. I draw the exact same sketch she sent to me. I don't want to put any big changes to the drawing, just painting it, giving some tips and advices if possible, while still having a very similar piece to the original, okay? Now concerning these wires around the main stone, they look very beautiful to me, but I can't see easily how this is gonna be manufactured. We'll talk about this later, okay? So, I move the sketch to the right, lower the opacity, and I add new layers underneath the sketch layer. And I will be coloring each one with a base color. I chose a light pink for the pear-shaped stone and yellow for the metal parts. Now back to the stone setting. Before making a piece, we need to imagine how it is going to be made. How safe is the stone in such or such position? Can the stone be broken while setting it in that way? Do we need to solder the piece afterwards? Does the chosen stone accept the heat, or do we need specific techniques to make it? So always take into consideration how is the piece is going to be made. Anything is figure-outable, of course. The goldsmith or manufacturer knows, but he needs details in your drawing. When having one view only, like in this case, it just gets harder, having a side view or an isometric view, an additional side view. This is going to explain the piece a bit more, and even making a technical drawing is definitely much better. So after finishing the base color, I will activate Protect Alpha or create a clipping mask in order to paint the initial shape only. I choose an airbrush to add details on the pieces. I'm starting with the shadows and then the highlights. In both cases, I try to choose colors that are not very saturated. I try to stay in the middle of the color picker area, not too dull, not too flashy colors, alright? This is a new concept that I want to start, so if you have any jewelry sketches, you can send one to me on Instagram or my email. You can find them down below. I will make a video like this one if possible. And please tell me in the comments if this idea sounds interesting to you guys, so I make more of these. Now I'm shading the stone using the principles I teach you in my course. I imagine light coming from the left top part. If you didn't see my course, you can find the links in the description below. I have 5 different courses. You can check them out later. So now to the round stones. Here again we don't have any sign about the stone setting. In the sketch it seems like the stones are just floating. We need to draw prongs or any kind of setting we want to use. I'm drawing oval shapes because the metal is tilted, so we are not looking straight to the top view of the diamond, but to its kind of side view, okay? I activate the Protect Alpha or create a clipping mask again, and I shade the stone. And I should pay attention not to forget the prongs. And I choose the metal layer and darken underneath the stones. A little tip to save time is that I draw a green stone and saved it as a brush. The reason why I chose green or any other color is to change the hue whenever I need to change the colors, and then simply reduce saturation if I don't want it to be colored at all. For example, if I want a black stone or a bright one. The thickness of the metal changes over here, so I will just copy paste and change the size and position each time. You can do this by pressure also, you know. And then again, I'm drawing prongs with a dark color. And adding highlights on the top left corner of each one. And I darken the metal underneath. I continue shading the metal parts. Another thing I would like to mention is the position and weight of the pendant. The position we have here is not possible in my eyes because the main part that contains the pink stone and the other parts there is too heavy. That's why the pendant will kind of fall to the right direction, you know, because of the weight. I didn't change it in the drawing because I didn't pay attention to it at the beginning, honestly, but I had to mention it for future references. And as you can see, I made a chain brush as well to save some time. But the color here is very different, so I reduced the opacity to make it close to the pendant's colors. I made a brush for dashed points since I use them a lot to show measurements. I activate the crisscross in order to get straight lines. This leads us to a missing part in the sketch, which is measurements and details. The drawing can be big or small, but it doesn't matter since we work with proportions. This means that no matter how big or small the piece is, we can see the same piece proportionally. Now for the details, you can write down anything important, such as the metal used, the shape of the stones, the size, how many carats, etc. And again, if you like the concept, let me know in the comments, and please send me your sketches if you like me to have or to give you my opinion about them. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching.